So guys, this is the very cool part of matrices is you can actually encode and decode messages using matrices. So all you need is a statement. So we're going to use the statement red rum, which is creepy, I know, if you've ever seen The Shining. But then you just have to know what numbers they represent in the alphabet. So any kind of space would be considered a 0, and A would be 1, B is 2, and so on all the way to Z being 26. So for red rum, the numbers that match would be 18, 5, 4, 0, 18, 21, and 13. Again, there's a 0 in here because there's a space between the letters, which helps us to notice that it's 2 words, okay? Then you have to put them into a matrix. The dimensions of the matrix should help because you're going to have to multiply them by what's called an encoding matrix. So you can usually actually decide what this is. This is a 2 by 2, which all I need to do then is make sure that my initial matrix that I turn these numbers into is a something by 2 so I can multiply it, right? So notice that they just literally write out the numbers so that there's 2 columns. Also notice that they put a 0 at the end because there weren't enough spaces, so it leaves you a good amount of wiggle room so that if you're like missing something, you can just throw zeros in there at the end, which is nice. And then to encode a matrix, you just have to multiply your initial matrix that's created by the numbers that again correspond to the letters times whatever encoding matrix you have. Again, this is made up. Okay, so you can decide what that matrix is. The only tricky part is you have to then give this matrix B, to whoever you want to have decode your message, and then the message at the end. So what'll happen is you would then encode the matrix by multiplying A times B, list it out as then numbers again, and then give the other person, so you'd give them like this as a string of numbers, and you'd give them the decoding matrix. Okay, and so that's all you would need to do is give that other person that. This is how they used to send messages during war. Not necessarily the same kind of matrix, but someone came up with this method because it's a really good way to encode, especially if people don't know how to do it, which is nice. I'm going to show you how to decode then the same message. You were given 4, -2, -1, 3. So say you are given that message, right? Notice that this matches the bottom of that last page. You're also given the decoding matrix. So you'd be given B. You would then need to find the inverse of that matrix. So just a reminder, okay? So B was 4, -2, -1, and then you were given this, okay? You have to then find the inverse of B and multiply it by the matrix you created, okay? So you made a matrix out of this message that someone sent you. They gave you just like a string of numbers. You notice that, again, this is a 2 by 2, so you have to make a something by 2 out of these numbers, and it works out that this would be a 4 by 2. And then when you multiply them, this is what you'd get back. So you'd literally list out 18, 5, 4, 0, 18, 21, 13, and 0. So you'd recognize these are just spaces, right? And then you'd say, oh, well, 18 represents R in the alphabet. 5 is E. 4 is D. There's a space. Then I have R again, U, and M. So we just decoded the initial message. If you're like, what? We're going to do some more practice on the next page so that'll help you, and I'll run through how to do it afterwards too, so you can make sure you're good to go. All right, so we're going to practice a little bit. This is from the first set of notes, the finding the area of the triangle, determine whether the points are collinear, and then use the matrix to encode the message meet me Monday. So what you'll do is, this is your encoding matrix. When you get there, you want to get the letters. I personally would just like find a list online that says like what number represents each letter, just to make your life easier. But reminder that you have 2 zeros in this case at least, because there's 2 spaces. Okay, so try these 3 out, and then when you're all done, I'll have the work and answers for you. All right, guys, check out your answers. So number 1, you just have to put those into a matrix, find the determinant, and you should end up with 1.5 units squared. For number 2, they are collinear. You can actually see it from the graph too, but your determinant that you get after you create a matrix out of those points should be 0, so that is a yes. The last one is the most complicated, but we're going to be doing a project next week, very similar to you making up a message. You're going to encode it. I'm going to send it to somebody else. They're going to decode it, and so on. So if you tried to encode Meet Me on Monday, I don't love that they labeled this matrix A. I usually label this as B, just because you know that that's your encoding matrix. But first of all, list out what the numbers are that match the letters for Meet Me Monday. So these are the numbers. Turn them into a matrix. You have to make them a something by 3, right? Because our encoding matrix is a 3 by 3. And the insides have to match. Okay, so I made this a 5 by 3. You don't even need to know the number of rows at the very beginning. Just know that you have 3 columns, right? Because I have to multiply whatever matrix I create from these numbers by the encoding matrix, right? So that goes here, the one that they labeled A, but I call it B. All right, so multiply them, you end up with this, and then you just have to list them as a string of numbers to give to somebody else. So you would literally give them, if you were to try to give them a message, you would be giving them this string of numbers, which again is your initial message multiplied by the encoding matrix. And then you'd actually want to give them the encoding matrix. Okay, so if I asked you to decode, you would take these numbers, excuse me, put them into a matrix, find the inverse of your decoding matrix and multiply them, and you would have your message. All right, guys, we're going to just do some practice on Tuesday. I hope you enjoy your day off. I hope it's a wonderful day. Otherwise, please let me know what questions you have, but you should be good to go. Again, hopefully you can relax a little on your day off and then practice, and then we'll start a little mini project. Have a good one.